You know that feeling, right? When you've poured years of your life into something, served faithfully, only to feel like you become part of the furniture. It is such a secret, painful ache for so many dedicated people. So today, let's just talk about it. Let's explore this feeling and find a real, clear path toward healing. Does that thought sound a little too familiar? It's that quiet, almost desperate whisper that comes from a place of feeling completely and totally taken for granted. Look, if you've ever had that thought, I just want you to know you are not alone. It's a sign that something in your heart really needs some attention. You remember the early days, don't you? Back when you were setting up the few chairs you had. You remember when money was so tight, and you were there when nobody even knew the name of the place. But now, well, now things are bigger, things are successful, and somehow it feels like your foundational role has just been forgotten. It feels like you've gone from being a pillar to just being part of the background. And that really stings.
So what is actually happening inside of us when we feel this way? It's not just one simple thing, and if we're going to heal it, we first have to untangle this knot of hurt and identify the different threads that are all woven together.
It really breaks down into these three things. First, there's just that deep human pain of feeling like your contributions are totally unseen. Then you've got that sharp sting of comparison, especially when you see newer people getting the spotlight. And third, and this is a big one, there's that powerful temptation to just pull back, right? To make them feel your absence, almost as a form of quiet punishment.
Okay, so here is the crucial point. This is the pivot. It is not wrong to want your work to be noticed. That desire is completely valid. The real test of your character, of your faithfulness, isn't in having that feeling, it's in how you choose to respond to it. This is where we shift from being hurt to actively healing.
And the first piece of our framework is this profound comfort. It's this promise that the ultimate scorekeeper never, ever misses a thing. Your work, your love, all of your hidden service, it is all seen and it is all valued by God, even when it's overlooked by people.
But at the same time, Scripture doesn't just let leaders off the hook. It gives this really clear instruction to value those who labor among them. So your expectation to be seen and appreciated, that's not unreasonable. It's actually biblical. The real tension is in what we do when that doesn't happen. Now, let's try to reframe this whole issue by looking at two really powerful case studies from the Bible. They show us two very different hearts and two completely different outcomes that can come from a life of service. It's fascinating. Just look at this stark contrast. On one side, you've got the elder brother. He served his father for years, but his heart grew so bitter. And he ended up demanding recognition, saying, "You never gave me anything." But then on the other side, you have the woman with the alabaster box. Her costly act of service was totally misunderstood by everyone in the room, but she didn't have to say a single word. Jesus himself stepped in to defend.
And this brings us right to the core choice, doesn't it? Will you let all those years of feeling overlooked just curdle into a root of bitterness, just like the elder brother? Or will you pour out your service with such a pure heart that it becomes a beautiful fragrance, an act of worship that Jesus himself honors? The path you take? Well, that's an active choice.
So how do we make that choice? Well, it always starts with some honest self-reflection. We're going to walk through 3 diagnostic questions to help you get a clear picture of what's really going on inside your own heart. Okay, just take a moment here. Be really honest with yourself. When you reflect on all the years, all the effort you've given, what's the main emotion that comes up? Is it gratitude for the opportunity to have been a part of it all? Or is it a simmering anger over what you feel you haven't received? Does that phrase sound familiar? Maybe not out loud, but in your internal monologue. After all I've done for this place. That's the language of the elder brother. It's the sound of service slowly turning into a transaction, where you're basically keeping a ledger of what you think you're owed.
This is the toughest one. We all need to rest, that's a given. But is your desire to pull back truly about recharging so you can serve better? Or, if you're really, really honest, is there a little part of you that wants them to feel your absence, that wants them to suffer a bit? Is it about rest, or is it about revenge? Okay, so once we've diagnosed the issue, we can move toward empowerment. It's time for action. Here are 4 concrete, practical steps you can take to heal your heart and reclaim the joy you once had in serving.
These steps give us a really clear path forward. First, take your pain to the one who can actually heal it, not just to people who are going to validate your anger. Second, really learn to tell the difference between needing a break and using a break as a weapon. Third, prepare to actually communicate. And fourth, and this is huge, you have to become the gatekeeper of your own thoughts.
Let's just zoom in on step 3 for a second. A healthy conversation isn't some vague accusation like, nobody here values me. No, it's specific, and it's humble. You own your feelings. I felt unseen, and you give a concrete example. The goal isn't to threaten or demand something. The goal is to keep your own heart clean and to strengthen the relationship.
And for step 4, you have to learn to recognize the poison. These sentences right here, these are the thoughts that fertilize bitterness. They've used me. Oh, the new people are the favorites now. When you catch yourself thinking these things, you have to actively, intentionally refuse them and replace them with the truth.
You see, ultimately, this whole process is about rewriting your internal script. It's about taking those destructive narratives that we play on a loop and intentionally replacing them with a perspective that is true, that is healthy, and that is sustainable for the long haul.
And this is what that new script sounds like. It reorients your service back to God, which makes any human recognition a really nice bonus, but not your fuel. It empowers you to communicate your hurt constructively. And it redefines what loyalty really is. It's not just about showing up, it's about maintaining a gracious heart while you do it.
So we end right where we began, with this fundamental choice. After all the years, all the effort, all the heart that you have poured in, what's the ultimate outcome going to be? A bitter root that poisons you and everyone around you? Or a beautiful, costly fragrance that brings honor to the one you set out to serve in the first place? The choice truly is yours.